Well, now, it's February.
Yep.
I think we need to move on those 2025 goals, don't you think?
Yeah, yes. Let's start with what we're going to do for our gaming weight loss goal.
Weight loss. Weight loss, are you saying I'm fat?
No, you are the one who put that out there as one of our resolutions, or one of your resolutions.
I get it.
So I, as your supportive wife, am going to help you with it.
I see. So let's talk about, over a cup of coffee, what we do, or at least what we did in 2024 that helped us lose weight. Welcome to WiscoDice. Hey, yo, folks. I am your host, the Conesy with the Most, and I am joined today by...
Hey, I'm Suzanne.
And today we're going to talk about losing weight, drinking coffee, and, well,
How
board
games fit into all of that.
Yeah, somehow. How does that all work?
Well, we had our 2025 resolutions that you had included weight loss on it.
Yes.
And you also with your 2024.
Yes.
And there are some things we did in 2024 that helped us, and we wanted to share that with everyone.
Yes.
But before we get into exactly what we did, I think you should talk about what you're drinking today.
I have Reanimator from Just Coffee Co-op. Yeah, it's an espresso cocktail, I guess. Reanimator.
Maybe I don't like it so much anymore.
But yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I got an espresso drink today. We're feeling special.
You should always feel special. I, on the other hand, have opted for some nice fire breath. It's
Fire breath. Wow, that's a good thing for the first thing in the morning.
Dragon fire tea from Druid's Garden. It's a strawberry banana oolong tea. So that's what I'm drinking.
Dragon fire. I'm in trouble now.
Yes,
all right.
I love my Druid's Gardens tea. But anyway, that's what we're drinking. What are you drinking this morning?
Yeah, let us know. I already said what I was drinking. We wouldn't know what they're drinking, right?
I guess
so let us know what you're drinking in the comments below. And while you're down there, what should they do?
Oh, you should definitely smash that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already. Because you know you want more content like this.
Absolutely. I want more content like this. This has been great so far. All right. So with that, yes, we're going to talk about what we did in 2024 a bit to lose weight and how that's going to transition into the 2025 goals, particularly my 2025 goal, which was to lose another roughly 40 pounds. So yes, indeed. Last year I lost 40 pounds, and that was including while playing nearly 400 in-person board games. And this year, I am crushing that goal. So
we don't need to talk about how you're doing that.
I mean, we don't need to. I just know that I'm nearly 100 board games already in right now as of we're recording this. So that means there needs to be some changes in lifestyle, because me as a gamer, and I'm sure this is like a lot of you, and maybe even yourself too, and you can maybe expound a little bit on this, is that I would sit down for long days at a gaming table, chips, soda pop, maybe some other drinks, maybe some with alcohol, but generally sedentary, unhealthy, long hours at the gaming table, and then turn around and plop in front of a television or a computer or video game system on days when I wasn't gaming with friends. Like, that kind of was the lifestyle.
Yeah, and for me, I've had lots of kind of just different things going on health-wise in my life that have made it more difficult to move sometimes when I'm gaming. But I'm back now. I'm feeling good. I want to continue feeling good. I will say, like, some places where we've been when we're gaming, it's pretty tight quarters. And so you're just kind of sit there and you get really into the game. But there are definitely things I started doing last year. I'm going to keep doing them next year. Last year, that I think contributed to me feeling better, more energized, which helped with the weight loss. And when we were talking about this, I don't think Conesy realized that these are changes that we made. Like, as in, I consciously made them, and then he just kind of went along.
Yeah, I didn't realize any of these. So all of these things, or I should say almost all of these things that we're about to talk about, some of them are directly related to like things we do at the gaming table. Some of them are going to be things that Suzanne kind of helped earmark for herself as a thing that would help motivate her to get to the gaming table.
Yes, that's true.
Some of these are things, some of this is going to be new to me that I didn't even realize that we were doing, but now that I think about it in hindsight in 2024, I'm like, oh yeah, now I get why we were doing that.
Yes, I kind of had these grouped in some different categories, but the first one is move. Everyone knows.
Move.
Hey, you gotta move more, right? That's all we hear all the time is move more, gaming is sedentary. So for me, gaming is something I enjoy doing so much, and I needed to do some of the responsible things first, like walk the dog, and then allow myself to sit in game.
Sure.
That is one I did not do quite enough, and is going to be more of a goal for me in 2025, is before I sit down to game, I have done some sort of physical activity, even if it's 5-10 minutes of, some indoor walking video or taking the dog out or pulling weeds, whatever, but just something like that. Mm-hmm. That's one of my things that I've done. Other things are movement at the table. So what have you done, Conesy, that you did not realize we were doing for movement at the table?
I really didn't realize that I was doing this, but yeah, this is what you're talking about here is about every hour of gameplay at least. Make sure that you're getting up, moving around a little bit. If that means you're, just going to refill your glass of water, or need to take a quick walk around the room, or just a quick stretch, or maybe a trip to the bathroom, something to make you move at least some movement about every hour at the game table.
You know what you did?
No.
You played host a lot.
I did play host. I play host a lot because we host a lot.
But there were times where I was, would point out something and you would go and do it. And then eventually you just started doing it.
We do host the games, not only game days, but game nights here and game events here quite a bit. So that makes sense. Yeah, you can take advantage of manipulating me into being the host, and I love being a host for events. So
yeah, exactly. And if it's like, hey, it's gonna prolong the game if I have to go and do it.
No, this next one that really related to movement. I purposely did this one last year, and I think you've done it more too, and that's standing up at the table.
Yes. Yep. So just get up. We are blessed with some very large game tables, but I think we all have large game boards or ones that take up a lot of space, and it's hard to see or reach the other side. And yes, you can ask someone to pass you or read it for you, but what's even better is standing up so that you can lean over the table and see, or even walk around the table if there is room. So just that little bit of movement.
It also, this is kind of a unique thing that comes out of it, is that when you stand up at the table, all of a sudden other players will stand up at the table, because it almost feels like it ramps up the energy at the table, the intensity in where the game is, particularly if you're laid into a big heavy Euro game or something like that. All of a sudden everybody's standing up at the table anyways.
Yes.
Or they seem to start snapping their turns faster for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I've observed both of these things when I stand up at the table more.
Yes.
And I'm just doing it to try to make sure that I'm standing up, stretch, maybe I can take a couple of steps kind of in place or shuffle around a little bit to keep myself moving and not just sedentary sitting.
I will say there have been some games where I'm standing up and down so frequently, and I don't realize it now, that at the end of the game I felt like I just did a whole bunch of squats. And then this kind of ties into, if you're teaching a game, stand up while you're teaching. Don't sit down while you're teaching. No, this does a couple of things besides the whole hey, you're getting yourself moving, you're doing your little jazzercise while you're whatever. That's not kind of what we're talking about exactly here, but I'm not going to start dancing while I'm teaching.
Woo! Exercise while you're teaching the game. Yeah, no, that's definitely not us. But this does do, not on top of the fact that you're doing something that's better to help for your health, to help give you a little bit more chance to move around. And I not only like to stand up, but I like to kind of move around the table a little bit if I can, if there's room. But it also commands the respect of everybody who is learning the game from you. It helps them focus their attention on you as you're explaining the game, and that means that as you have their attention, they're going to hopefully learn the game. So it's kind of a, hey, I solved 2 problems at once by standing up while I'm teaching.
Yes, yeah, and it is difficult sometimes if you are also playing in the game to do that, but it definitely helps. And basically, the whole idea with this idea of movement is just to make gaming, which we all enjoy, such a less of a sedentary activity. Mm-hmm. Right now, when you think of gaming, you're thinking if I'm sitting at a table. And yeah, there's totally times where that's what you need to do. But if you have an all-day gaming event, you don't need to be sitting all day.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about posture next, because that is...
straighter here.
Yeah, sit up straighter, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we acquired a Henry gaming table from Geek and Son. The affiliate link for that down below if you're interested in checking one out. The Henry gaming table, compared to other like board game tables, it's got a normal leg height, but it is very thick on the top part because there's like drawers underneath it, and it takes a little getting used to playing at. For sure.
It does. You really have to engage your core.
Because it does sit, and it's because the table height sits at like 32 inches from the floor to the top of the table, 32 or 34. So it's a little bit taller up table. Yeah. So in order for you to sit at it and then engage with the game, it inherently just forces you to sit upright more. So
and then like pivot. Lean over. There's no.
It also forces you to stand up a little more too if you need to reach across the table. So it was at first. It was like I'm not sure what I think about this, but now as I play games at it more and more, I feel better after a gaming session because I've sat upright longer. I've been getting up and down. I feel more energized, and I can play games at it longer than even say this table that we're recording at right now, which is another Geek and Son table.
Yeah, and one thing with your posture is also when you are reaching, like with that having to sit up straight, you're having to reach over, and you're reaching up and over, and you're not knocking as many cards.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the only one that has that issue, just destroying my player board, but... So, and sitting up with your posture and engaging yourself that way, I find for myself, helps with my focus and engagement in the games. So
yeah, and then engaging your core as well, like engaging right in here, like getting that kind of helping, not necessarily sucking your stomach in, but just kind of.
I mean, this is not going to get you 6-pack abs.
But it is something that I would say that most of us probably don't do or don't even think about doing while you're just sitting there playing a game naturally. And for me, like remembering to engage my core, I hurt my back. And this isn't something I really have talked about on the show, but I hurt my back a couple of years ago, about a year ago, really bad, really quite bad. And so I've done a lot of chiropractic care and some other exercises, and part of the weight loss too is to help that. But the more I can engage my core, the better after a long game my back feels. And so, yes, it's a constant thing that just reminds me, like, oh, I'm sitting here, oh, my back's starting to hurt. Oh, engage the core. Hey, it feels better now.
Yep. So, yes. So, all those things with posture. Now, most of us, when we're gaming, we get dry mouth, or we always have something to drink, right?
Yes.
We always have something to drink. So, yes, the easy answer is just stick with water.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, you're supposed to drink a lot of water. So, where possible, like, oh, hey, I could go for that soda or that beer. Did you just finish a soda or beer? Maybe you should go drink, maybe your next beverage should be a glass of water. And this is one that I don't do nearly well enough. I'm terrible at just grabbing grabbing the next soda, whatever.
It's the easy button.
It is very much the easy button.
But we did some things to make that easy button better for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is the thing? This one was actually your idea.
Yeah, so I have a soda problem. I will easily drink a half dozen cans of soda. At least I was where I was at kind of my peak. Half dozen, 8, 9 cans of soda in a day. And that is obviously way too much. I still am not good about it, but I've reduced that by well over half. Part of that is because we went and bought a soda stream, which also then allows me to do things like I am not a good just drink water kind of person. Like I'll do it during the workday, but like in the evening or whatever, I'm sick of water. I want something else. So I would always just, it's either I'm going to grab a beer or I'm going to grab a soda. And well, I don't always want to drink alcohol, so I'm just grab another soda. Now I can just make some sparkling water with a soda stream. I can put in some syrup, just like fruit
those,
syrups or whatever. We happen to have sugar-free ones from
because,
Torani, but they could be, if you wanted sugar soda or whatever, it's fine. I mean, it doesn't help your weight loss, but sugar syrups. But
sugar-free is always there.
Cherry, but having like a little cherry and strawberry and pineapple. Pineapple syrup is the secret to making really good because you put a squirt or two of that in, and then you put your flavored syrup on top, and it just helps boost the sweetness. Absolutely great.
Yeah, I like just slicing up some limes or lemons, or even throwing some berries in there. For me, I don't need as much flavor in my sparkling water, but having some sparkling water is just a nice little addition, and you can use it for so many other things too.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one too is then when I'm going for alcohol rather than going to grab a beer, which typically is a lot of carb and calories, and I particularly like big heavy stouts, which also pack in some extra calories. Nothing like drinking 300 calories in a 12-ounce glass. I've recently, and you've definitely done it as well, we've swapped a lot more to having spirits like liquors and mixed cocktails in our drinks, where maybe it's a liquor, it's whatever our spirit is with
carbonated
water, or maybe
soda.
we also made a sugar-free simple syrup.
Yes.
So we can put that splash. Hey, I can have just a straight old-fashioned with splash of bourbon and some sugar-free syrup and a couple of dashes of Angostura, and I'm good to go. But at least a lot of us in my generation,
this is what changes we've made.
We should honestly just cut out the alcohol entirely. We do enjoy a drink here and there.
Yeah, and so
we don't drive while we drink.
No, please don't. So then the other thing that I found, because sometimes it's, hey, you want, something that's quick that you don't have to think about, and I don't always want to reach for the beer, is I found these carbless, I think is how you pronounce them. Yeah, and they're the best. Like it's a vodka cocktail or tequila cocktail, but it's got like low calories, no carbs, no sugar type of thing. So you can find canned drinks out there like that are reasonably priced. We also encourage everyone to bring what they want to drink or snack on. And we do the same when we go to someone else's place. So we can control also what it is that we're drinking and eating. So moving on to some food.
Yeah, moving on to food, because this is another big one. Because I talked about it at the beginning, like, oh, hey, there's chips, or, oh, hey, let's all grab a pizza. Like, that's a classic, right? Hey, we've been playing all day. We're all getting hungry for dinner. Let's go order a pizza or throw a pizza on quick.
We are
a good friend of mine has a pizzazz in his basement. If he's probably watching, he knows who he is. We had a pizzazz. Now we've upgraded to a pizza oven, and we have a fridge in our basement. We're right next to our gaming space where we can throw pizzas on, and it's super convenient to be able to do that. It's not the healthiest thing to go to, those chips, those pizzas, things like that. So I will say my digestive system definitely has benefited from having more veggies and dips at the table or nearby.
Yes. Yeah. So about a year ago, I started on the Virta diet plan. Not promoted. It's just,
if you're not familiar with Virta, it's basically a keto plan, a little more strict and
much stricter. So I was like gung ho on this, right?
Yes.
And I still am. I've just had a stalling point and need to get over
this. It's worked really well for you so far.
It has. It solved a lot of other issues, but veggies and dip. So I almost always have cut up veggies and dip in the upstairs fridge. So when we're gaming, just bring them downstairs.
Yeah.
Put those out. And you know what's surprising? If you have them out, other people are also going to eat them and enjoy eating them.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially as we've gotten older, I think that there is a new appreciation for, hey, there's something healthy out there that I can snack on.
I'll
from our
have a little bit of a balance. And
so, and I've got to say, like, one of our people that shows up at a number of our game days, I couldn't help but notice she also had veggies and dip with her as a snack for the day, which, way to go. You know who you are if you're watching this. I gave you a big thumbs up, and I'm going to keep encouraging you, because just like us, you know, it really does, I'm sure, mean a lot to you all and you individually to get encouragement to keep it up. So we have confidence in you as well.
Yeah. So, but veggies, if you cannot survive on okay, some people can survive on veggies alone. I cannot.
No, you need to have other things too. So yeah, some proteins and cheese. I mean, obviously we're in Wisconsin. It's easy here. Like I smoke my own cheese, so we have tons of smoked cheese and whatever. It's ridiculously good.
Proteins, a lot of times I just get those pre-cut salamis because they're quick and easy, or summer sausage, some sort of easy finger.
This one you need to make sure you have to do in careful moderation, because the calories can add up really fast.
Yes.
Same with the next one.
Oh yeah, which
is nuts.
Yes, nuts instead of chips, but you gotta have small amounts of them.
Yeah, so here's where, like, with these, it's really helpful, and a lot of times you pre-portion them up into containers, so you have the nuts pre-portioned, the meat, the cheese into pre-portioned things. So you're just you literally just grab the dish out of the fridge and have it. Now, when we're entertaining and there's like maybe 10 or 15 people over here for board games, we'll have a meat or cheese tray. It's a little harder to do, but like when it's just the two of us, or a small game day where we have maybe 3 or 4 people, or a game night where we have maybe, you know, where it's just people over for one game and they're going home, having these pre-portioned, ready to go in case we get a little snacky an hour or two in, absolutely super helpful.
Yeah, and one thing also that I've been doing is, like, we used to put up a table and on the gaming table and have the bowls right there. Not anymore. Like, I put small dessert size plates up at at a communal area and put the steps there, so everyone just has a small plate.
Yeah,
works into that. They can go and keep getting filled up, but they have to keep getting up and going and getting it and thinking, hey, do I want something before just blindly reaching to it?
Yeah, it really works into that move goal up at the top, right? So now not only are we forcing ourselves to move by going to the table, but we kind of forced everybody else to make sure that they're moving throughout the day.
But it's kind of like a little bit of what's happened with you and I. Like, I made changes that I needed to, and which necessitated you making very similar changes, whether you realize it or not.
I know we had tried some dieting too before this, and things were really working. So like this new effort with you, it working for you, really has been a big plus for both of us in that general weight loss direction.
Yeah.
Finally, if we're doing a long game day when it comes to food, avoid, when possible, delivery, frozen foods like frozen pizzas or frozen meals.
They're the easy button, yes, but there are plenty of other easy button if you plan ahead and you have the time, and like I'm not great at crock-pot meals, but
a crock pot of chili or
just shredded meat.
Shredded, yeah. Well, I mean, I barbecue as a hobby, so it's very easy for me to have a thing of pulled pork or brisket or whatever.
It's in the freezer, take it out.
Well, I even cook it. You know, I even cook it for the day of. But if you're not that kind of person, it's still really easy to throw in something that's, you know, hey, we're going to do shredded chicken. It's going to be in the crock pot, or it's going to be something else that's not heavy carb either. Like, that's the other secret of it. Like, high on the protein, high on the vegetables, low on the carb. I know, and believe it or not, like a good one here. Do chicken and beef tacos. You'd have 2 different taco toppings, and then some tortillas and cheese and little onion, cilantro, sour cream. You're good. Like,
and
that's
I just
perfect.
make a bowl without the tortillas.
Yeah, for yourself.
For myself
for
and
your
chips,
guests,
but everyone else can eat them.
The guests will never know the difference.
And rarely do I actually miss it.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, there's other reasons.
And even if you have a flour tortilla or 2, it's not like it's the end of the world when you're entertaining like that. Just as long as it's not a regular thing.
But I mean, so there's lots of things that way. And one thing that I would love to hear is what you guys put out and eat for snacks and food on your game days that you feel are like on the healthier end or are great hits for everyone that don't make a mess that we should consider, because someone eventually is going to get tired of just having veggies and cheese and meat.
Yeah, and I know this isn't like super into board games. Board games and coffee isn't always super into board game talks, but this is really relevant and this is really important to us. Yeah. And what we're doing to lose weight ourselves. But I think it's really important.
Play more board games.
We want to share what's been working for us with the rest of you, and hopefully some of you are going to take encouragement from this and take encouragement with us and share your journeys and take this journey with us, and losing weight. And I mean, I can look back at like videos we shot and recorded when we started the YouTube channel itself, and I can see physically like the difference in my face, your face, when we're staring at the camera, and I can tell you, I'm like, I got a ways to go, but that guy today looks a heck of a lot better than the guy that started this channel when we started putting videos up. So it does, I feel more confident. I feel like I look better when I look in the mirror. I'm happier. I'm able to move around better. It's all better, and it makes and energy levels while playing games have been better. So now I'm not just like going through the motions like on the second or third game of the day. I'm still engaged and tactically trying to play or strategically trying to play that game, which is really awesome. If you're like us and you're taking on this journey this year, or you've been challenged by taking on this journey, we challenge you to also try some of these things, see how it makes you feel. I know it's not for everyone, but if we can help make a difference in a few of your lives, that really is important to us while we do this ourselves, and share that journey with us as well. Anyways, thanks for watching. We really do appreciate it. My cup has run dry. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do it now. Don't forget. Don't wait. Please. Thanks so much for watching.
And don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe to our channel.
By the way, here's some other videos that we've done that we think you might be interested in. Till next time, keep rolling those dice.